Hello guys, welcome to BTech Spark. In this video, I'm going to cover these four concepts. For any application, we require a backend. Such type of backend, how backend developers are developing it. So that is the concept that we are going to understood in this video. We are going to develop a backend application server using Flask, and after creating that app, we require some routes. On top of that app, we'll put some routes like /healthy to check the health of it, and /post or something like a request in order to post the something into that Flask app. So mainly for any backend, what are the major things we need to understood for that backend server, how to push the content into it, and how to get the content from it. So those things we are required to understood from the backend servers. So how backend server is going to send us the content whenever we requested, or how the backend server is going to receive the content when we are going to send the content to it. Now I'm taking a main.py as my file, or you can say module. Now in this, I'm expecting to create a Flask app. How to create a Flask app? To create a Flask app, you need to first import this Flask. From where you can import this? To import this, you need to first install this Flask module. For this Flask module, I'm creating a requirements.txt, and Flask course I'm installing. So why you are installing this Flask course? This Flask course is required to us. Along with Flask, we also need to manage the course. If our application is sending the request, then the backend need to accept that request. In order to accept that request, we need to enable course in the backend. So that's why we are installing this Flask course. You can see that package got installed from the requirements.txt. If you haven't installed it, then in the requirement.txt, you can put that, and using this command, you can install it. So now we have the Flask. So using the Flask, let's create our app by providing this as the main. Now our Flask app is ready. In order to host this Flask app, we need to provide this command app.runoff. What is the host? On top of what host you are going to host this? I'm going to host this on top of my current VM, current machine. So instead of localhost, this is important. Instead of localhost, I'm hosting it on 0.0.0, which means in order to make it accessible to public, we need to make it a host on top of this server only 0.0.0. And on top of port, any port you can specify. As of now, I'm providing 8000 since it is free right now for me. So in this way, using these 3 lines of code, you can able to create your Flask app. Now, what is the main agenda of creating the backend server or backend Flask app? To get the content from the backend or to put the content into the backend. How to get the content from the backend? In order to get the content from the backend, using our backend Flask app, or to put the content into the backend, we need to create some routes. Let's create get based route. In order to get the content from the backend, we need to create a get based route to this app. So let's create that. @app dot. How to create a route, sir? To create a route, either it may be put route or get route. It will be very easy using a decorator @ and app dot route. You need to provide, and you need to provide through which route this will be responded. So let's say I want to access the route. So whenever I say health, using the request method, get. Whenever I say health using the request method get, I need to access some content from my backend server. During that time, you can able to define your route in this way. For my app, with some /health request with get as a method, whenever I get a request to this Flask app, I need to return some content, or this is the function I'm implementing. So in this function, I'm returning some content. So while returning the content from your server, so in which way you can able to return? Through this Flask app. In a JSONify way, we can able to return. So you need to import this from the Flask as well. And using that, you can able to return. As of now, since it's a health, I want to put the status as healthy. Using this way, you can able to return the response content. This is the dictionary. I'm providing it as a JSONify, or I'm converting it into JSONify and reading it directly. That's it. And one more important thing, while running your or before running your app, first you need to make it CORS enabled. It is very important. You need to make it CORS enabled. For that, from Flask underscore CORS, you need to import this CORS, and you need to put your app inside this CORS to make your app accessible to any application or accessible to any request without blocking the CORS policy. You need to put this 2 lines of code. That's it. Now your app is ready, and you have also created a route for the get request, and you are sending this as a response, right? So now let's launch our app, or let's run our app, and let's check this route is working or not by using some request. To run this app, it is very simple. PySpace, your module name. What is the module name? Main.py. So that's it. Okay, the Flask name is wrong. So the Flask name you need to put in this way, except F, everything is small. Okay, let's rerun it. Yeah, now you can see our application is running, and let's see whether we can able to get this content or not. Along with the status, I want to put like a variable content with some data, like data is present. Okay, now let's copy this. Since on top of this URL only our app is serving, I'm just copying this. So in order to access our server using get, we have 2 ways. One is directly using web. Directly using web, you can able to access it. /health. Oh, I think I need to provide correctly. Yeah, /health I'm providing. Okay, why I'm getting only health? Why it is not content? I think I return the content after starting the server. So with this updated content, let's rerun this server. I've run this. Let's check whether we can able to access that content or not. Still, I'm okay. I need to save it before running the app. I just now saved. Now let's rerun it. Yeah. Now let's retry to access it. You can see I can able to access my content from my server using the what request? Get request. Get request you can able to directly do from your browser. It's one way. And the second way is using the Thunder client. You can able to do that. You can see I've installed Thunder client. If you don't have, then you can able to install that from your extensions in your VS Code. I just now installed. And let's put /health request with a get method, and I'm just clicking on send. You can see whenever I send the content, you can see I am getting the content. Send the request, I am getting the content. In this way, you can able to access the content from your backend server. Now let's see how to post or put some content into the backend server. In order to post the content into the backend server, so how that route is created? Let's create a route with a name save underscore data forward slash to the current server. So let's stop the server. Then the methods I'm allowing to do this request, to do this forward slash save data is post. For the post request, I'm allowing to do this. Whenever I receive this post request for this with this route, then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to save the content, or I'm just going to return the same content, or yeah, so that we can able to validate that content is same or not. So let's define this save data. The function name is your wish, whatever you want, you can put that. And in order to access the content that we receive or that this app is receiving, to access the content, you need to import this, or you require this request. That also you need to import from the Flask. Then from the request, how to get the data using this request dot get underscore JSON will provide you the request content. Like, so whenever a person requested or push some content on top of this post request to this route, that content you can able to access using this way, request dot get JSON. And let's return the same thing to identify the content. So whatever we got, JSON file of this data, and I'm just returning that to validate the same content which I was sent or which I have posted to the server is returned correctly or not. So let's save this and let's clear this and let's rerun this using pyspace main.py. Now my server is running correctly. So let's request this server using the Thunder client. Since it's a post request, I'm changing the request type to post. And what is the endpoint? The endpoint is save data is the endpoint. I'm just copying it and I'm providing that as the endpoint. Now let's directly click on send. You can see what we got. Unsupported, do not attempt to load the JSON data because request content was not something so on. So while sending, we need to provide some JSON content as the body. I'm just sending again. You can see if I send empty request, then I'm getting empty response. Let's put some content inside this, like message as hello. Let's see whether I can able to get the same content or not. You can see I'm getting the same content. That means, so in this video, whatever the things that we observed, we have even posted the content and we even get the content. We have observed how to create a Flask app, and we have also observed how to enable cards to it, and we have even created, or we have even get the content from that Flask app using this get route. We have even post some content using the body to that our backend server using this post request also we have seen. And whatever the content that we posted, that also we have received. You can see the both are the same content. Let's revalidate it. Yeah, so they both are the same content. So these things we observed. So in the real time, this is the way you can able to create a backend Flask server for any application, and you can able to get the content using this way, and you can able to post the content or put some content into it in this way. So I hope this video is useful to you and you understood how to create a backend server using Flask app for real time purpose. So thanks for watching it. See you back in the next video with another interesting topic. Until then, bye bye guys.